So currently in a short, running up about $200 profit. Stop loss is above a type 2 intermediate term high. Targets down here, which is a breakaway gap drawn liquidity in a new week opening gap. And I'm currently waiting to see if this candle leaves this low untouched. We want to see it untraded too, then we'll get a volume imbalance that again we'd like to see untraded too, and support prices lower. So let's see what we get. Got 3 contracts in short, and TP is about $2,000 or so dollars. So this will be a partial for myself on this trade here. This will be a partial. This new day opening gap here would give resistance, so we want to see that disrespected. If this gets inversed, this gap here, then that will make me bullish for the buy side run, sell side, buy side again. So we're just going to follow that sell side run now until we get that inclination from price that was still bearish. So what we want to see right now would be a closure below this low here. That would create this rejection block, a lower rejection block rather than a formed rejection block here, respecting this new day opening gap. With that gap up though, that would be much harder to do. Back to break even. Why can we anticipate a bit of drawdown right now? Because look, my entry comes here on this candle after we run this sell side over here, which was a type 1 intermediate term low. Yeah, just a type 1 intermediate term low. I'd like to see this candle fold over now, close below this. That would be nice. But again, doesn't look like that's happening. This will be our exhaustion gap here. Breakaway gap, I should say, not the exhaustion gap. I want to see that untraded too. This mitigation block here, I would like to see support price to the downside. So that is where my eyes are drawn to, right here. So I want to see that mitigation block here, resist prices lower, leave this untraded too if possible. That would be nice. Watch 50% of it. And then I would like to see this, apologies, and I would like to see this volume imbalance traded to and through. So hopefully it can fold over into this new week opening gap, close below that 50% like it did here. Now we want to see this candle fold but below here. That would be nice. We want to see that volume imbalance get disrespected. We don't want to see it support prices higher. We want to see it disrespected and then untraded to on the inversion end. So that would look something like this. So from here, let's say we trade through it, we tried to trade back up into it, but we failed to reach this that got inversed. That would be the best scenario. Currently in a bit of drawdown, $45. I think it's about a $525 stop. So that's not what we want to see right now. We want to see this close bearish and untraded into this breakaway gap. Right, so it's supporting it here, so we want to see this candle breeze through it. Nice. That's good. If we can get that close through it, that would be really, really positive. That's what I'd ideally see in this scenario right now. Nice. So we've closed back through it. Want to see this candle break away from it, close below this rejection block here. That would be nice. Right now. So my target is this low here, the 510 low, so it would be just outside of the London kill zone in this new week opening gap, if we can break down, which would be a lovely risk to reward trade. So let's hopefully see it play out. So we're in a short position from here, our reward is there. Our risk is here, so it'll be a 1 to 3. Nice trade. Again, I would have preferred to see price not trade back up into it, but unfortunately it has, which is okay. It's not ideal, but again, it's okay. 8:30 open coming. If this high gets disrespected here with an FEG, that would instantly flip me to target this high here, the high that ran the buy side before. But I just want to see how much sell side on this short position without this high being ran we can dig out before a potential run higher. So let's just see what we get on the 8:30 open and on the close. Nice. Just really want to see it dig below this rejection block, dig in lower and lower and lower. That'd be great. Love to see it dig below that rejection block. Nice. Just like to see it close as a minimum below that. Would be great if we could close below this new day opening gap in the next 15 or so seconds. That would be really nice. Just going to remove this for now because we can visualize. That's not a nice close. We want to see it close this candle through this rejection block, ideally, and leave a small little breakaway gap here. That would be beautiful to see on the 8:30 open. This little tiny breakaway gap. Okay, so we've immediately rebalanced, which again isn't great. Rather see a breakaway gap. Now I'd like to see a close below this candle's low here, as bearish as possible. Through this rejection block if possible. Close through this with an FEG would be nice. So that means this candle would close through it, the next candle would fail to trade up to it. That's not what we want to see, but again, it's not the close, don't bite on the wick. Just going to roll my stop slightly to here. Now, go some risk in case it does reverse. And see the close positive in our favour, ideally below the rejection block. Bad close for us. I'd anticipate a retracement. So that's one time interval after this immediate rebalance here. Want to see how this time interval closes. Again, it just tapped the low of that volume imbalance. Note that. Watch it. See if we can stay below that volume imbalance. The one it just tapped. So I want to see this again respecting. You see this volume imbalance respect price, so price will close below it here ideally. So it's closing within it. Let's see what the candle bodies do here. If this closes bullish, I'll probably just collapse the trade. We'll see. Want a nice bearish close, again ideally below this volume imbalance, with this resisting prices higher, but as a minimum I'd like to see it close below that 832 candle high. That would be nice. Some equal highs here, hopefully that's the purge continuation, so we run highs and drop lower. Hopefully we'll see. We shall see how this candle closes. Nice wick above these equal highs. Now I would like to see a drop. Obviously FEG through these highs would give me a more bullish idea, but again we're just following that bearish order flow with that protected high in mind, until if it either takes us out, drops lower into some more sell side targets, and then we'll see how the rest of the candles form throughout the morning session. I'd like to see it fold over. So this fair value gap watch. Again, it gapped up, which isn't great for our idea. We'd rather see the gap down, but let's just see how this closes. Can respect this mitigation block still and continue that bearish price. Again, I'd like to see it closed with an FEG through this low. This specific low here, so I can remove this for now. This rejection block I'd like to see it close through, and this low here. That would be nice for us. For the bearish idea, again, look how many times we run buy side here, created equal highs, run buy side here again, drop lower, created a type 2 intermediate term low, then a high, here, then I'm looking for an entry. So I'd like to see a breakaway gap here if possible. Any amount of this left unfilled would be great. And then a close down below this low that ran this liquidity out here. Again, if you didn't have this new week opening gap, you'd see price here thinking probably a bit scared. See if this immediately rebalances on this candle's low. Ideally, again, it won't. But the way it's respecting this new day opening gap has me concerned that it may immediately rebalance. I'd like to see it just fold over from here. That would be great. Love to see it just fold. Nice close. Again, we got that tiny breakaway gap there. Price didn't close below, so that wouldn't be an immediate rebalance. This would be almost no there. So I'm going to just drop my stop loss to here now. I won't want to see it retrade to these areas. So these areas should be left alone now. Close below the rejection block again. Look how we're treating it on this side of the curve here, retrading to it. I'd love to see this left untraded to now, this tiny breakaway gap from here to this candle's low. But again, it has just unfortunately retraded to it. So I'd love to see it drop from there. This is not giving me massively bearish signatures, which is okay. Stops are greatly reduced now. Remember, my stop loss was above here. I wouldn't want to see it keep retrading to this if it was truly bearish. Back around break even. Love to see it fold over from here. Want to see it retrading above this high. Looks like it is going to though. So this here, I would love to see it just drop. But the amount of time we're struggling to break this low in this new day opening gap does not give me heavy bearish signatures. Why do you think my stops rolled so tightly now? So I'd love to see a nice bearish close on the next candle ideally. Nice rip lower. So we want to see it close below this high, this immediate rebalance. That would be nice. Disrespecting bullish signatures and dropping lower. That's what we want to see. For the normal trader, they may get in here and start to see this stuff and start to panic. As you can see, the way price is forming, this could cause a lot of inside panic from traders. Again, look at this volume imbalance just supporting it. Lower, we want to see that continue to be the point where price stops at. So right now, the traders who enter, who are in short, many times they might be flipped bullish. They might see closes below, then closes above, like here, closes above old highs with this candle, and then they'll continue to flip-flop from idea to idea. Whereas me, I'm just going to follow the tape until my idea, this point here, was my point where I will be scouting longs. So continue the bearish idea until we have that invalidation point. And now hopefully this will be the time where we just get that nice drop through these lows here, drill into this breakaway gap drawn liquidity, and then my final take profit, which is hopefully where we end up before 9:30. And then I will look for longs again, scouting this high for a target if we do get good action continued. Again, be nice to see us leaving a breakaway gap like here from this candle's high to this candle's closing price here with the volume imbalances, include that in the breakaway gap. So hopefully we can just drop down from here and leave this untapped now. That would be great. Again, watch this rejection block get closed underneath, so I'll just drag this over for now. I want to see this get closed below and these lows, but I'll just take some of the noise off the chart. Love to see this get untraded to this whole area. Again, this would be a breakaway gap in itself. Again, look at that respect of this rejection block. It's nice. This is a partial level for me. We'll change that to 1. And then this, once if we get an FVG through this low, this will become my new stop loss, which would be nice to have. I'd like to see it extend now. Why? Because we've had the high resistance through here, so I'd like to see high resistance into low resistance. So here, I'd like to see this low untraded to by price, but the way it's acting right now, I reckon it may rebalance. Has potential to the way it's been in through here before the low resistance, where it will fail to do the immediate rebalances before the drops. It'd be lovely if it could just go bang now and drop lower without touching this candle's low. So again, I'm just going to roll my stop to here below this volume imbalance. Again, like I said, once we close and get our partial through here, that's when my stop will come to this breakaway gap. So now we can't lose, which is lovely news as always. Again, just got that immediate rebalance, and now we want to see it close below that black line that I've annotated. Stops are going to roll on FTMO as well. So that's not a good close. These next two, we'd like to see bullish signs. Again, like I said, this is high resistance part through here. Look, this doesn't look clean. So that's why I'm covering risk. Again, watch this rejection block and this candle here. I want to see prices. Let me just check ES as well. So ES is failing to take those lows, so this could be the turnaround right here. Again, ideally we wouldn't see this retraded to in a heavily bearish market. So we want to see this respected now, this gap. Ideally it won't trade up to this price level here if it does want to drop. Close below this rejection block would be nice and ideal in this scenario. So that would be that time interval bullish, so this time interval as well. It's just traded to that volume imbalance to the tick. This is where I could flip and look for longs. Again, why? Because ES has really struggled to take these lows out, while NQ hasn't. So if it wants to drop, don't want to see it coming back up. But if it truly wanted to drop, it wouldn't be expanding up like this. So there we go. So this is where I'm going to potentially switch and look for my long setups, which will be a target here, breakaway gap. Let's see a breakaway gap here, and then this high will be a target. Again, look how many times we've raided sell side now, struggled to touch this low. Inverse this new day opening a gap again after breaking through it here, inversed it. So we took a break even, $15 loss, gain, $15 gain. So let's see if this gets traded to. No, again, look, that was the immediate rebalance here. So that will become my entry on here, stop loss below this candle. So if we get a bullish close above this, this will become my entry. This will be an inversion gap now. Again, we want to see this retraded above. So that would not fill me with with a great bullish idea as well, because look, this exhaustion gap, so the target should still be here, will not be retraded to when we get truly bullish or bearish market. So if we're looking for a long entry along here, and this exhaustion gap, the first breakaway gap before that turning point gets retraded to, that is not a heavily bullish market. The same way over here, this market didn't have its exhaustion gap retraded to. This would actually truly be the exhaustion gap. It's very slight. Or is that immediate? No, it's an immediate rebalance. So this would be the exhaustion gap. So this gap right here. Notice it doesn't get retraded to before dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. So this would not fill me with confidence to start looking for those longs. This isn't price action you need to FOMO on. Just give price a bit of time. I've already taken an entry here. I don't need to rush straight into another entry. I'm still scouting. Again, looking which of these sell side pools it wants to dig into before I run up into here. Look for those exhaustion gaps to form. Again, look, can't even run down to here without having a deep retracement back up. And then that will be a nice target for the future. Even when we get a nice drop where you think, right, okay, this is it, gonna run to target, nope, next candle deep retracement back up, and that's what I wanted to avoid exactly here. And luckily we did avoid that, so good trade management. And it's good for you to see these trades as well, because not every trade's gonna just run to TP. It's about how you manage your positions and how you position yourself to succeed, which is what I'm doing by protecting risk here. Because once we create that breakaway gap and we've got inverted a new day opening gap, that should be the point where, okay, we're not going to reverse it and then inverse it again. So right here, like I said, once we break below this gap, we had immediate rebalance here. In a bearish market, that will immediately rebalance, or in a heavily bearish market, that will leave a small breakaway gap here after it's ran the lows and then drop. That's how you get that little signature to say, right, okay, this thing really is willing to move. As you can see, the amount of balanced price levels you can find in here does not signify a low resistance market. Remember, high resistance markets can be traded. That's why I was in that trade. High resistance markets shouldn't be avoided. It's just how you go about managing them. See, right now, if I was just holding this trade without managing my stop loss, I would be in drawdown again. I would have gone into drawdown here once more. Third time, fourth time, fifth time in drawdown. So when you have this with two volume imbalances, look at that whole range. So almost ignore that candle in the middle. This would be a more bullish market. So now at this point, stop loss would go below here. This new day opening gap. If we were to take a long, it would look like this, a long from there, stop there, just a tick below, and then that would be a nice 1 to 2.8. We'd need that close above this candle's high, of course, so like that, and then immediately rebalance. Ideally what it would do be just drop into the immediate rebalance without touching this. So if it could just drop into there, that would be nice. So then now what we do is look for that, and I would have this as my stop loss if it did close above this high here. The stop loss would move to here. 2.74 on the first TP. Again, you could get the entry there in 5 seconds, though you're asking a lot. No immediate rebalance, so it would have to go above that high. I like how it failed to take this low before doing this impulse leg. So NQ and ES both failed to do so. So that would be nice for that idea. And then inverting this mitigation block. Again, I'd need to see the close above before I put my limit entry on. Create an order, buy would be set from there. Stop loss would be a tick below there. TP would be above this. 2. See, it didn't close above here, so we would not take that as a limit entry. The limit entry would now have to be at this candle's high. I'm just going to remove that. You can see where. Again, look at this volume imbalance. If this supports price higher to close above this old mitigation block. Remember, every ICTP array can be inversed. What would 3? I'll just do 2, so $460 risk if we decide to enter this. Look for the entry, 2, 1, close above, look for that entry there. Did a hit in 52 seconds, $460 risk, as you can see up here, $460, so there we're in. So now, why is it only by 1? That's strange. It's very strange. I'm sure I put 2 on there. Well, we'll see how we play out with one contract then. $200 risk. And then let me just look on the high time frame. Where I would look for my exit at. So that would be at the full fill of the hourly gap. And then that high would be a draw, but again on a day like today, just see what we get. Very, very strange. So it'd be around a 1 to 2. So that's one time interval. I'd like to see this one be bullish. because of that only buying me in at one, I'm pretty sure I did buy 2 contracts, but it only entered 1, which is really strange. So now what I want to see is this high here broken with an FVG. That would be lovely. Can get a high broken with an FVG here, so that means this candle trades up, or this one trades above it and creates an FVG above this high. That would almost confirm, right, okay, bullishness to me. So that's where my head will be at for then. Waiting for an FVG now to form through this high. Again, we've run a type 2 intermediate term high, so a close above it would be the minimum I'd want to see, which would be nice. And also where you can expect larger, deeper retracements. So this could be a point where I look for a pyramid, which might be nice to get. And then look for this high that forms a swing high, if it does, to be broken with the FVG. Why? Because that's the one that ran the type 2 high. So that's where my head is at right now, everyone. Again, it'd be nice if we could just do it on this leg, but the way the price has been acting around here, I wouldn't write it off from happening. Nice. Again, I'd like to see that close above here, forming an FVG, which is nice. The way that's going, I'm just going to move that up a tick. $650 profit. And that is 500. I'd like to see an FVG here, like this. Again, look, exhaustion gap doesn't get retraded to this first breakaway gap here. Okay, it looks weird to you because it's got 2 volume imbalances, so you can pretty much ignore this middle candle's body. But look, that doesn't get retraded to, and then look at the response we get from our trades. Really, really important lesson, this one, for anyone that follows what I do and wants to recreate it. So right now I'm just going to cover some risk above here. Don't want to see this getting retraded to now. Still got this mitigation block in our favour. $135 risk on a 150k account. Does that sound manageable? Yes, because it is manageable. So there we did get that tiny little FEG that I was mentioning here, which is great. Which is a lot better than the alternative, which was form the swing high and then look for another entry because I didn't get my 2 contracts executed. So we'd want to see this just left alone, just leaving it be. Again with the 9:30 opening, that's probably going to get fully filled, but we shall see. $135 risk to gain 500. So we've got roughly about a 1 to 4 right now. Which is a lovely risk to reward. We could just see 9:30 rip up, that would be great. Just rip into that take profit. I would really, really love to see that. Again, look at this in here. Gone from a bearish day. Well, it actually starts from back here. Bullish, bearish day, bullish day, bearish day, bullish day, bearish day, bullish day, bearish day, bullish day. So being nimble and being able to reprice on the 1 minute is going to help you a lot on those days. like that and these times, and then also holding those huge trades when you've got those nice flowing moves. That all comes from being able to read the tape on every time frame possible. So if you do fear the 1 minute, just get on there with demo trade and do what I'm doing. Create a demo futures account and just get familiar with reading the tape. See, this has fully filled here, so now this would almost be like, if this raids this, we'd like to see an immediate reaction from it. So that would be like a trigger point position where if we run this and close below it with FEGs, that would signal me just to go, right, okay, I'm out. Or let's hold this. So those are the options. Trade evade, open P&L. Again, 2 entries on both sides of the market using golden arrow. It's hard to find a model that gives you that many entries with this great management. As you can see here, got out here, didn't sit through this, didn't get taken out full loss. Great. Here, switched bias from looking for the shorts, failed to take this low, ran back above with displacement here. Don't retrade to the exhaustion gaps. Great. Look for entry, great. Wait for each candle to close above. These 3, none of them did it. Get to the one that closes above, get our entry, great. So that is why I will continue to use golden arrow, and it's the only thing that I execute now. I did used to take other entries and stuff, but nothing gives me the accuracy and preciseness that golden arrow does. Again, risking $135 to make $500 is good risk to reward. This candle here, okay, it looks quite scary when it forms and it just goes boom. But let's just see if it fails to run this low. That would be great if it does, and then runs higher. That would be really nice. And these type 2 lows, if you get your fib tool, just drop this on. With the quadrants, again, look, just tap that lower quadrant, body of the bullish candle respecting this CE. Now I'd want to see it disrespect this low, like it's just tapped, and close bullish above that. That would be nice. Form that swing low, respecting this type 2 wick. If it forms bearish and runs a low, don't panic. The idea is not completely invalid. Just want to see response from running that low. So if it runs that low, we want to see it form a swing low and break higher, like it's about to do here. So if it runs this, that's fine. We want to see it respond. Ideally, if this could close bullish now, that would be really good. Don't panic. If we get stopped, we get stopped. We've accepted the $135 is potentially going. No panicking. If you can't put that risk on the table because you're scared to do so, then don't be trading. So if you're panicking because your risk is too much, you're either over leveraged or you're not mentally equipped yet. So just keep your head on straight. Follow the game plan. What game plan in trading says close your trade every time there's a big wick that scares you? Well, you're going to be taking out a lot of trades by emotion. That's what I can tell you. Again, look at price, just using that old type 2 high. See if it respects it and rips higher. Old type 2 low, type 2 high. Let's see what price decides it wants to do today. Reading this, look, no FEG through the low, so that's okay. I'm not worried that I'm coming back down towards break even. We have the 930 approaching, so that Judas before the 930 expansion would be okay and feasible. Just want to see it close above this high and back above this low, which would be nice. Notice no FEG yet, so no panicking. If there's wicks but no FEG, that's okay, no panic. We shall keep calm and collected. $135 risk on a 150k account. Does that sound manageable? Yes, it does, because I don't over leverage, especially pre-CPI. My normal risk on this account is $500 per trade. Yes, it would have 2 contracts on, so this would be $270 risk, but that's completely feasible. What would be nice to see here would be a close above this. And at this point now, once this closes in 2 seconds, stop's going to roll to here. Why? Because now at this 9:30 open, I don't want to see price just boom down. I want this to be the run below these lows. Don't want to see this low run as well. If I get another break even, that's cool. No stress on the plate. Again, I can't take a partial. Why? I wanted to take a partial, but I don't have 2 contracts on like I originally wanted. So when we ran this high, that would have been my partial. Again, want to see a little gap there. So this untraded too. That is great for our idea. And then only 1 minute and 9 seconds left until the open. So let's just keep it moving. That's lovely. No trade here, no trade down to that. I want to see this untraded too now. That would be great. Yes. Still hasn't ran its high. Neither has NQ. So that's okay. Nice, nice, nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. And there we have it. There we have it. So that'll be it for today. And there is the other buy limit that didn't get tagged. How did that not happen? Strange. So there we go. Look, done even before 9:30. Great trading day on pre-CPI Tuesday. Lovely stuff. So now obviously it's easy to say, oh, I wish I had 2 contracts on now, but we don't need to do so. Yes, massively ran those highs. NQ just ran them and closed below. So look at that to the tick. Gorgeous. Just 1 tick over. I expect that to get breezed through. Oh, when can we think about an exit? On the buy side would be up here. So those new week opening gap targets absolutely obliterated. See if it runs this high. Just see if it pokes above that high. Right there. Gorgeous stuff. Again, look, that 1 minute low, what did it become? 1 hour FEG. That is fractal nature of price. 1 hour swing lows that are breakaway gap drawn liquidities here. That is a 1 hour FEG low. Gorgeous. Can't get over that leg there. That is so nice. That close is great. Could have really looked for an entry, but I don't need to push it anymore. Should have had 2 contracts on earlier, so that could have been the other contract that I used, but again, there's no rush with these things. More opportunities are coming. CPI's around the corner. So today on the funded, I only made 0.5% with reduced risk, which was $1,000, risking around $300, so about 1 to 3. I did put a second entry on because the spreads were so bad today on FTMO for some reason. Don't normally get that on NQ, they're normally quite decent with FTMO, and today the P&L on the futures, is $500. Should have been 1,000 with the 2 contracts here and exit here, but again, more opportunities coming. CPI around the corner, no need to FOMO any moves. The narrative from here. Here, look, once we get above, like I said, once you get above this first presented fair value gap, here, breakaway gaps through highs, gorgeous. Everything I teach happens every day, and you watch it. You get to be in there live. Again, just be aware of this. This is the profit taking hour, so I'd anticipate before then run up into here. Why? Because we're bullish now. So be aware that this is a whole profit taking hour, so this is the range of the day where if you position yourself really well and you're not doing like I was doing here, trying to catch the manipulation. So I'm accounting, right, okay, so up until 9:30 roughly, I want to be out of this trade, and I want to be looking from here to here for a short position down to here. So we've got the price elements and the time elements. So usually I'll look to take my profit in this range from 11 till 12 with every position. So if I catch the manipulation, then I get positioned for the distribution. I'll look for my targets to align, so when these cross over, I'll look for that to happen around a similar time. So if we get to here, for example, and we've ran out all these targets before here, I'll be out of the trade, and I might look for another trade or a pyramid, or I might say we get rushed down to here and we're at this point. I might move my stop, my take profit lower down or higher up, look for new targets because of the time element. If you're catching a distribution leg like this, people let their targets get hit and then not understand how to catch the rest of that move. This is how you do it, using time. So look for more buys until 11, which is a whole nother hour, so I'll probably cut it here because it's approaching 2 hours now, and I want you all to actually take this in rather than just skip through it all. I will go through now and remove all of the blank space of time where I'm not talking or not doing anything, and then I'll send it in so you can all watch me trade this AM session. And there was those highs that I mentioned just get ran. Lovely, lovely price action. I got my piece of the pie here, wanted it lower, anticipated after this breakaway gap through this high here that ran the buy side, that the bullish delivery was the one to favour. And looking along here, we didn't have a breakaway gap in here, so there wouldn't be that just filled the break. There would have been a breakaway gap here, but no close above, so no golden arrow entry on the second leg. But on the first leg here, this was the entry, or this entry here. So there's two possible entries for you right at the start of the move, and stop would have been just a tick below this breakaway gap. Lovely, lovely price action.